usual lying Western trash vomited and drawled and frothed by the usual drawling lion Western trash. Wow. I'll get to that later. The Chinese EV market in the United States, or however it is progressing, is sort of making headlines again. And what the Chinese are complaining about is like a 27% tax that Joe Biden, I think, put on all Chinese cars or just EV cars. But here's the thing. An American car coming into China will have to pay 25 to 47% tax, import duty, and VAT. So why are the Chinese government complaining, or the Chinese car manufacturers complaining about this, when the government imposes even heavier taxes on US cars? It's a good question. Now, let me go back in time and explain a little bit more. Way back in 1978-1979, the General Secretary of China at the moment, the short guy, Deng or Ding, his name was, I do believe, opened economic or free economic zones in China. Now, the West was delighted that China was opening up and could see the potential of business. So many European countries, including England and the United States, said you can import your goods to America, Europe, with no tax or very little tax. A delight to the Chinese market, and one of the big reasons why it did actually boom into that. Less tax. Now, it's a competitive playing field. And with that, China imposes these taxes on US cars. So why can't America impose tax on the Chinese cars? So if I said that wrong, I'll say it again. China imposes tax on US cars of up to 47% and 17% VAT. You can go and check it out yourself. I'm not making these numbers up. While for a Chinese car to come into America, they are charging 27.5% tax. A way around it is that these Chinese manufacturers are still needing to build plants in Mexico where the tax is a lot less. Made in Mexico or assembled in Mexico or whatever the case. So they can flood the market in America. Okay, it's competition, and sell these Chinese EV cars a lot cheaper than Tesla or any other vehicle in the United States. So it's like hitting someone in the face after they helped you. And this is exactly what the Chinese market is doing. The whole thing is, people seem to just shove this under the carpet, or they don't mention it. And I got this idea from this video from this guy called Guilo60. He's a Canadian who lives in Nanning in the southeast of China, and he's been on and off there for around about 20 years. And quite recently, he's been doing some good videos about real China, which was great. But now he's having a slant at the EV vehicle market. Now, as we all know, I am not a big fan of EVs. I don't like the batteries. How many times have you seen a BYD explode? Or how many times have you seen a Tesla explode or implode by itself with no ignition near enough? What do you call that? Spontaneous combustion? Something like that. I don't know I can't remember the word. It's too early in the morning. So, and I know some people would say, yeah, but more petrol cars would have fires like that. It may be so, but they need some kind of ignition. These electric cars don't seem to have it. They don't work well in the snow. I wouldn't buy one for years to come. The charging is not efficient. I know that technology is advancing, and the electric is more expensive if you go long distances. More expensive than gasoline. So you say, what's the point? Stuff the environment. I want a car to get to A to B. I paid 50,000 American dollars for this car, and it's more expensive than a petrol car. And the petrol car is cheaper in some cases for the same quality. But the article goes on, and some people in China are actually quoting, or some government says, why are they doing this? And then they would say, oh, false claims of the technology in the Chinese cars can relay information back to China and personal data can be released, etc. Again, with all this computers and high-tech stuff inside the car. Granted, it may be the case, and Tesla may be doing this in China. How do we know? But the thing is, one department of transport is actually checking these Chinese-made BYD electric vehicles, for example. And what America is trying to do is even the playing field. If a Tesla, even though it's sort of made in two places in China, one is Shanghai and the other one is Xinjiang in the northwest, the Chinese person would have to pay a whopping total up to sometimes 50% of the actual car. In Asia, this is quite common. For example, my motorbike I got is like $4,900 and something dollars. But here they have a very heavy tax on vehicles. Now, if I went into Thailand, I could buy that for maybe 3,200 American dollars. They have less tax. That's why you have more cars on the road. It's pretty common. The same in the Philippines. It can be with certain models and certain things compared to Europe or in America, where they may be a lot cheaper. So what the Department of Transportation is doing related to the Chinese EVs is checking. They're going through the software, examining it. Are there any back doors? And if there aren't any back doors, hopefully it will be announced to say they are fine to drive. But the competition, and they may be cheaper, but it should be equal, not like that. And that's what China's disclaiming, and they always forget that kind of hand of kindness that the Western people did give, Western governments, when China opened up in 1979. It sort of like disappears. Now that act of kindness is gone and China is a developed and developing country, hey, welcome to the global market. You're not going to have an unfair advantage. I think it's time to go into this comment I got. Even though YouTube is actually blocked or banned in China and it's illegal to use a VPN, it's a virtual private network unless you have permission from the ruling government, you shouldn't be able to see videos like this in China. But I got this one, and you can say it's from a troll. It's someone who said, if I say something bad against China, it's not saying bad, I'm just giving you the honest truth. Every side has two stories. Every war has two stories, etc. So I am doing one side, and you can reply with constructive criticism. But when you do a personal insult, I will block these. Usual lying Western trash vomited and drooled and frothed by the usual drooling, lying Western trash. Obviously, this does come from you could say, a nationalist in China. Now, there's nothing wrong with loving your country. I love my country, the United Kingdom. I don't live there. That's my choice. Many people on my channel are in America. Do they love USA? Hell yeah, you do. Do you like Joe Biden? Some do, some don't. That's democracy. That's your choice. That's your freedom of speech. So you can see that occasionally channels like myself or Serpent ZA or Laowai 86 or Free China, China Uncensored, who do the other side of the argument, where the Chinese would do this side and vice versa, equaling it out, making it the whole thing objective. The thing is that you have to, as a person who watches YouTube or watches mainstream media, have to decide for yourself. So it equals the objectivists. Is that a right word? But anyhow, coffee. And that's how news should be. It should not be subjective. So any comment that does insult me, I think I had one saying, white, racist, old fart, trash, does it again. Well, yeah, I'm old. Yeah, I'm Caucasian. What else? Fart? Well, yeah, I do like to fart sometimes. So if you Shakespearean the whole wording, is okay. But I won't take personal insults. I'm sorry. Yeah. Constructive criticism is fine. Yeah. Give me your side of it and the comment will stay there. Call me an old fart. Hey, it's just going to go. Let's leave it there for today. Thank you so much for your time as always. If you do like this white, old, racist fart, then please give me a thumbs up. If you don't, then hey, there's lots of other channels to watch and you may find similar information. Again, two sides to every story, and there's no need to be impolite related to your point of view if you disagree. And if you feel generous enough to actually donate to this channel, that would be lovely, so my cats can have their next lunch. I do this YouTube channel as a hobby. I keep repeating this. It's something which I do as a hobby in my retirement. I do have 2 pussycats, and I do enjoy maybe, if I'm lucky, $100 per month off YouTube for all this things that I do. It's just for fun. And sorry, I won't say fun. It's just for a hobby. It interests me. It's like a challenge. It just coming up with ideas, being creative, looking at the media on one niche of the market, if that makes sense. Let's leave it there for today. God bless to all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.